Penn State were going to play Notre Dame in the college football playoff semifinals. Um, I was not expecting but I mean, if you told me at the beginning of the year Penn State would be playing in the semifinal, I'd be like, that's that's cool. I mean, uh, I don't know. I guess I have this mindset, and I only have this mindset when it comes to college sports because especially college football, because before this year, I mean, you had to be a top four team to even have a chance at the college football playoff or the national championship, and I just never liked that. It never sat right with me. So I had this mentality that I may never see Penn State even be in a national championship, and to be one game away from being in the national championship is, I mean, this is great. This is fantastic. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome to the year. Um, and we still got one game, maybe two left to go. So, I'll quickly touch on the SMU game and the Fiesta Bowl against Boise State. First round, I mean, the one thing everybody agreed on was the atmosphere, the home game atmosphere. Never take that away. What we saw from Notre Dame in their home game, what we saw out of Penn State in their home game, what we saw at Ohio State. It was just electric atmospheres, right? Penn State had a whiteout game. Um, it was incredible. It made a lot. I mean, it was incredible. The first um the first points of the game was SMU's quarterback Kevin Jennings throwing an interception to Dominic DeLuca, which, all right, this was around Christmas time, so I'm singing Dominic the Donkey as Dominic DeLuca is going down the field, 23 yards for a touchdown. Um, both teams turned the ball over on downs in the first quarter. Second quarter, Kevin Jennings threw another interception, this one to Tony Rojas. Um, Tony Rojas. Every time I hear it, I think about Ted Lasso and Danny Rojas, where he's like, "Football is life." That's something Gus Johnson said in one of his broadcasts. I can't get it out of my head every time Tony Rojas is out there. He returned at 59 yards for a touchdown. I knew at this point I was like, "We're gonna win this game." Um, the offense was not playing well. In the first half, the Penn State wasn't doing fundamental football, running the ball and passing the ball when you need to run the ball and when you need to pass the ball. They were just throwing things out there, seeing what works, what doesn't. And it didn't look good. So third quarter, or I should go back to the second quarter. Second quarter, after the Rojas interception, Dominic DeLuca uh, had another interception. Or no, it was a tipped pass by Dominic DeLuca, who, oh yeah, it was also intercepted by Dominic DeLuca. Returned to the Penn State 25-yard line. Katron Allen ran in a 25-yard touchdown. Uh, SMU with another turnover on downs. Nick Singleton ran in a 1 yard touchdown. It was 28-0 at halftime. It was incredible. SMU's kicker kicked a 28-yard field goal. Colin Rogers. Penn State's kicker Ryan Barker kicked a 40-yard field goal. Colin Rogers had a 42-yard field goal come up short. Fourth quarter, Katron Allen ran in a 4 yard touchdown. Penn State brought in their backup quarterback at this point, which was smart. Ethan Grunkemeyer, since Bo Prabula transferred to Missouri now, right before the playoffs, which that's something in the future. The NCAA needs to figure out when they're going to do transfers because this is going to screw up the entire college football playoffs forever if you have guys transferring right before the playoffs start. Um, Grunkenmeyer's first pass is tipped and intercepted by Brandon Crossley. So he came in with a little over 10 minutes left. I thought it was a little too early to be throwing him in, but whatever. Um, Kevin Jennings threw a 28-yard touchdown to wide receiver Roderick Daniels Jr. Penn State won 38-10, and just a beautiful start to the college football playoffs for Penn State. Um, then they go and play Boise State. Now, all right, when it came to the Heisman, I respected whether Travis Hunter or Ashton Jeanty were going to win it. What I didn't like is immediate, and Jeanty was very humble before this, and then immediately after he lost the Heisman to Travis Hunter, it's like he got greedy, and some of the interviews were he was talking as if he already had Barry Sanders' record for most rushing yards in a single season. And I'm thinking, you're about to play Penn State, bro. Like, this is going to be one of the best defenses you've ever played. So, I went into this game thinking we got to win and we got to make sure Genty does not get this record. And he didn't. Um, he fell short of Barry Sanders' record. He got like 30 touches or something like that. He they tried getting him it at the end of the game. It didn't matter. So this is the Fiesta Bowl. So first quarter, Boise State's kicker Jonah Delmas' 45-yard field goal is blocked. Penn State's quarterback Drew Aller threw an 11-yard touchdown to tight end Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's just awesome, isn't he? Drew Aller threw a 38-yard touchdown to wide receiver Amari Evans. Penn State linebacker Kobe King forced a fumble on Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty, and Penn State safety Zachy Wheatley recovers at their own 49-yard line. I don't know if I've said this in prior videos, but all of the people I talk to when it comes to sports, when people ask me what my comparison to Ashton Jeanty is, and I watching film of him, my immediate instinct was Melvin Gordon. And Melvin Gordon was incredible in college. Um, and for a couple years on the Chargers, he was incredible. But eventually, he just couldn't hold on to the ball. And I, I mean, I never saw at all this year that Ashton Jeanty had troubles holding on to the ball until this game. I mean, he nearly fumbled the ball all two times in this game. So, um, he reminds me of Melvin Gordon. He does. I will say this though. Um, I've only ever seen one running back of my lifetime with better leg movement while you're being tackled than Ashton Jeanty, and that's Adrian Peterson. Um, it's not it just he has this he just keeps go his legs keep going. And like, all right, you look at Saquon, for example. Saquon, he has big legs, right? But he's also shifty. So he can bounce off guys. But with Ashton Jeanty, it doesn't even look like defenders are trying. You could be an All-American trying to tackle him, and it does not matter because his legs just drive him forward. And that's what I said. That's why I say Adrian Peterson because AP had the best of all the running backs I've seen. Whether that's Derrick Henry, yes, that includes Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry has upper body strength, lower body strength tends to be where his weakness is because teams will try to go under his hips to try and tackle him. That's the smartest way to play Derrick Henry. LaDainian Tomlinson was close. He was very shifty as well. Um, uh, but yeah, I've never. David Johnson was close, and Marshawn Lynch was. I don't really put him in that same conversation because he is a big dude in general, for a running back, and that's where I just watching Adrian Peterson break tackles was incredible to be because he wasn't incredibly huge like Derrick Henry. Like Ashton Genty's really small and he's doing this, which is incredible. Um, but the one thing I said before the year is I wonder how his ball handling skills would be against better opponents when he came to the NFL. Well, he's playing against Penn State and he already had troubles with that. So I'm I have an issue with that. Um so Drew Aller and Nick Singleton muffed a handoff. Boise State safety uh Sayi Oladipo recovered the ball at the Boise State 35-yard line. That was all in the first quarter. Second quarter, Boise State fullback Tyler Crow ran an 8-yard touchdown. Penn State kicker Ryan Barker kicked a 40-yard field goal. Penn State led 17-7 at halftime. I was comfortable, but I wasn't too comfortable. I thought Boise State was handling their own. Then they go and throw a 53-yard touchdown. Then they're suddenly into it. It's 17-14. But then Drew Aller threw a 13-yard touchdown to Tyler Warren. Fourth quarter, that's when things get interesting for Penn State. Maddox Madsen, Boise State's quarterback, threw an interception to Zachy Wheatley, returned it 28 yards, a personal foul on the interception. Uh, on Penn State gave the ball at their own 26-yard line. Jonah Delmas missed a 38-yard field goal for Boise State wide right. Penn State running back Nick Singleton ran in a 58-yard touchdown. It was awesome. I was so happy. It was at that moment I'm like, we're gonna go play. We're gonna go to play in the semifinals. Um, Madsen threw an interception to cornerback Zion Tracy, who gave Penn State the ball at the Boise State 47-yard line. Madsen threw another interception to safety Tyrese Mills, who returned it to the Penn State 2-yard line. And Penn State won 31-14. Defense played great. Um, did exactly what you needed to, forcing their quarterback to try and make the plays, hold Genty, just slow him down, and that's exactly what he did. Genty was not shut down, but he was slowed down. That's it. That was what we needed to accomplish. Um, and the offense is I think the offense struggled here. Um, and I really hope this isn't an indication of what's to come against Notre Dame. Because I think the offense showed up very late in this game. The one thing that we need to get going is to make sure, or that Nick Singleton, which Drew Aller, or not Drew Aller, Katron Allen in this game was running wild. This was one of the best rushing performances that I watched out of Katron Allen. It might not statistically have been his best, but he was playing at a different level in this game. Um, I just want to see Katron and Nick Singleton take over against Notre Dame. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And that's what I'm looking to next is my thoughts against Notre Dame. You have to force Riley Leonard to not scramble. Force him to pass and put pressure on him. That's what you need to do to Notre Dame's offense. That's Notre Dame's weakness is their offense. Their defense is lights out. And that's where Nick Singleton and Katron Allen are the key components to Penn State possibly winning this game. Um, I mean, Penn, Notre Dame was one of my favorite colleges growing up. Penn State's always been my favorite college. That's somewhere I wanted to go since I was 5 years old. Um, Notre Dame is also one of my favorite because a lot of my family has been Notre Dame fans. A lot of my family has been Penn State and Notre Dame fans. I mean, you grow up in PA, you grow up in Eastern PA. It's a it's a war zone over here. There's Notre Dame fans, there's Penn State fans, um, and yeah, I can't wait. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. Of course, it's on a Thursday night. I hope James Franklin doesn't screw this up. That's kind of the one thing I don't want to happen. I don't want this game to come down to coaching. I want it to come down to the players on the field. And I think you just got to get the run game going against this team. If you can't get the run game going, it all falls in the hands of Drew Aller to make things happen. And I've heard rumors Drew Aller might. So he declared he said he was going to come back to Penn State next year. Then I heard rumors after we won against Boise State that he might declare for the draft depending on how far Penn State goes. And look, if Penn State goes and wins the national championship, go ahead, Drew. You deserved it. You go to the NFL draft. You deserved it. But you're not going anywhere. If we can't win the national championship, you're not going anywhere. You're coming back here because you said it. Um, I would not forgive him if he left and we didn't win a national championship. I wouldn't forgive him. Um, I mean, he said because he said he shouldn't have said his intentions. He should have waited until after the playoffs, and that's uh, it sucks. The whole like everything about just like transferring, declaring, and all that. It's an issue for the NCAA. So yeah, big game, biggest game of my lifetime. So let's hopefully time you see me talking about Penn State, it's positive. Um, yeah. So let's let's we're on to the Orange Bowl. Yeah, go Penn State.